Günaydın ablacığım. Ne haber?
Günaydın.
Ben geç kaldım. Bulaşık makinesini çalıştırırsın değil mi benim için?
Ben ne zaman uçacağım?
Sen benimle büyüdüğün zaman uçacaksın. Tamam? Oh hadi görüşürüz.
Ablam kahvesini unutmuş. Wow!
Uçalım mı?
Evet.
Senin burada ne işin var?
Kalbin olmuşunu getirdim.
Bunun burada ne işi var?
Tüm zamanların en hızlı bulaşık makinesi. Vestel. Toz teknoloji.
Cup dealer. G'day, my name's Nigel and I'm a copywriter at BMF Sydney. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about truth in advertising. Now, because of ads like the one you just saw, the word truth is not usually a word you'd think of when you think of advertising. Fake maybe, crazy, silly even, but not the word truth. The thing is though, the best ads are based on a truth. That ad you just saw though didn't have a truth in it. And because there was no truth, there was no idea. So just because an ad has jet planes, special effects and a flying dishwasher robot, doesn't mean it's a good ad. So as I said, good ads will be based on a truth. Whether it's a truth about the product, a truth about the people who use the product, or even better, both. These truths are what advertising people call insights. Now there's two types of insights when it comes to advertising. The consumer insight and the product insight. The consumer insight is the truth about the people who use the product. Something that shows you understand the people you're talking to. It could be something that's common to the people who use the product, or an attitude or behaviour they can relate to and have an emotional connection with. The product insight is the truth about the product. It could relate to the performance, features, or any other benefit of that product. The main thing is that it shows a benefit people can relate to. So once you have your consumer or product insight, the key to a good ad is to bring it to life in an interesting way, to dramatise or exaggerate the insight in a way that's simple and memorable. So here's a couple of ads that have a strong and simple consumer and product insight and bring it to life really well.
So you guys grew up together?
Yeah, since third grade. What are you looking at?
I'm not looking at it.
We're not good enough for you. You looking for something else?
No, I don't know.
What are you, big supermodels? Oh, Jesus. Supermodels. What do you model, gloves? What are you doing? The girl's totally into me.
Brad, eat a Snickers.
Why?
Because you get a little angry when you're hungry. Better?
Better. So, ladies.
So, losers.
Stacy, relax.
Sorry.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Mike, come on!
Mike, what is your deal, man?
Come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Baby! Eat Snickers. Better?
Better.
I'm all bad.
That hurt.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
So in that Snickers ad, the consumer insight is simple. When people are hungry, they're not themselves. They get angry. In Australia, there's even a word for this when you're angry because you're so hungry. They call it hangry. So Snickers brought this consumer insight to life in a very creative and simple way. They use celebrities who are well known for their bad attitudes and tempers and use them to demonstrate that when you get hungry, you act like that. So the product insight is that Snickers has always been known as the chocolate bar that fills you up. It's the bar that satisfies. So I mean, Snickers have been building that brand for the last 10 to 20 years. So it actually makes sense that they would go out there and make this statement, you're not you when you're hungry, and be the product that solves that hunger. See, it's no good having a great consumer insight if your product insight is wrong. If this ad had been for a food or chocolate bar that isn't actually already well known for satisfying your hunger, then it wouldn't have been anywhere near as strong. Now here's a toothpaste ad that uses an insight really well. And toothpaste ads are usually pretty bad.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm knocking down the playground.
Why?
We're gonna build a new power station.
What?
A power station. They make all sorts of noise and smoke. It's exciting.
Can we play there?
If you can get over the fence. Ready?
So for this, again, the insight is true. When you smile, you can get away with anything. And I think we can all relate to that. That's what makes it an insight. I'm sure when you're a kid, you might have broken something or got into trouble with your parents, and you knew that you could just smile and they'll probably forgive you. And of course, Crest toothpaste is well known for helping people smile better. So the insight there is bang on. Now, all ads should be based on an insight. It's basically the foundation of good advertising. And I'm sure many of the other lecturers will be talking to you about insights over the duration of your course. But going beyond this, it can also be pretty useful to base an idea on a fact. Now you're probably thinking facts are boring, but really facts can be your friend. It's what you do with the fact, the way you bring it to life creatively. Now the fact could be anything. It might be something real that has happened in the product's history, a fact about the production process of the product, a fact about its ingredients, or it might be a fact or statistic about the consumer. Obviously the good thing about facts is that they make the ad more believable and credible. And when people trust the brand, well, they're a lot more likely to buy it. Here's a couple of ads that use a fact in a very creative way.
These pure waters are special. Something goes in there, comes out different. Well, in a good way. Don't know why. Suppose it's always been that way. Right. My old man never wore the same pair of shoes twice. Oh, sure, things don't always turn out the way you expect. But nobody's complaining. Because this water just makes things better. Some folks down here have known these waters for quite some time. Others, well, they have to experience it for themselves. See where the waters take them. But sure enough, they discover. Whatever goes in always comes out better. In its own way, of course.
So the fact they used here is a production fact. The beer is made from water in the small Australian state of Tasmania, which is a place known for its purity, and people know that. So it's a very simple fact, but they demonstrated that by showing that anything that goes in the water comes out better, just like the beer itself. So they did this in a pretty cool way, by showing bicycles turning into motorbikes, knives turning into lightsabers, and other fun stuff like that. Here's another alcohol company that based their campaign on a fact.
In the shadow of the majestic red gum tree hides what must be Mother Nature's cruelest joke. The catfish, you see, was given 180,000 taste buds. That's 18 times more than humans, and they cover its entire body, making it basically a swimming tongue. Yet this creature, with more taste receptors than a Food Network studio audience, must forever squirm in a riverbed's nether regions. While humans, who think everything tastes like chicken, sit undeservedly on double-distilled red gum tree-filtered Vanderberg Red, a rum as smooth as life is rough.
So this ad was based on the fact that catfish, and most animals in fact, have thousands of taste buds more than humans. Yet humans get to enjoy the best flavours of foods. So they use this fact to get the idea, as smooth as life is rough. A product truth, it's a smooth rum, and a consumer truth. Life can be unfair. Okay, so the next campaign shows how facts can be used in charity advertising. And really this is where facts can be the most powerful. And you'll find that most charity advertising uses facts to get a response from people. So what you're about to see is a case study, which is a video that builds a story around the campaign and the results it got. And this particular campaign was based around radio and online advertising. Let's have a look.
My name is Lucy. I've got babies in me again. I've got a really sore tummy. I think it's babies.
It is commonly accepted that a pig has the intelligence of a 3-year-old child. Please help us end the horrific practices of the Australian pork industry. Be a voice for animals at animalsaustralia.org.
They always take my babies.
Lest í hjarta mér og það varst þú sem andanna kveiktir inn í mér.
I'm stuck and I can't turn. I'm getting so big now that it hurts to stand. And I've got these big sores. There are flies on them. I've got a really sore tummy.
So the fact they used here is that pigs have the intelligence of a 3-year-old child. They brought this to life by having a real 3-year-old talk from the perspective of a factory pig, and really demonstrate that by allowing these pigs to be tortured, it's really the same as allowing a young child to be tortured. Alright, I'm just going to show you another case study of an advertising campaign based on a fact. This one's for the sports drink Gatorade. The idea they had was so big they not only made an advertising campaign, they also created a documentary series and an event that made international news from the idea. It's called Gatorade Replay. Here it is.
I work 10 to 12 hours in my profession, and you have to spend time with your family and kids after that, and the first thing that goes is exercise.
I love this story. It's about a score that hasn't been settled in 15 years on the football field.
Welcome to the 87th meeting between the State Liners of Phillipsburg and the Red Rovers of Easton.
A 27-yard field goal attempt. It's blocked. The whistle has blown. This one is over. A sister kisser.
Time might be worse than a loss. We think we have a score to settle.
Gatorade has chosen to team up with the towns of Phillipsburg, New Jersey, and Easton.
We're inviting the guys from the 93 team to strap on the helmet and the shoulder pads and replay that game to determine the true champion once and for all.
Finally tonight, old high school football rivals.
With the same guys who played 16 years ago?
This is one of the best moments. It will be the best moment in my life, other than when my daughter was born.
Replay is a game that Gatorade's doing. Prove that once you're an athlete, you're always an athlete.
The original head coaches were invited back.
The original cheerleaders, some of the original band members are going to be there.
The returning players underwent a rigorous 2-month training regimen created by Gatorade Sports Science Institute.
I lost 57 pounds for this process. Wow.
Throughout the 8 weeks, the documentary content was cut into episodes and posted online, allowing the nation to follow their journey.
I said to Coach, we're going to kind of come out in sweats and warm up, and he said, no, we go full pads every day. And I'm like, Coach, we're in our 30s. Come on.
15 years away from the game, you're just not going to be able to get that kind of finesse in a day.
Your eyes are certainly showing concussion.
A lot of people out there saying you can't do it. Let's prove them wrong. 1, 2, 3.
10,000 tickets sold out in 90 minutes.
Everybody is so down and so depressed, and this was such a lift.
Gatorade athletes Peyton and Eli Manning joined as assistant coaches.
The field temperature right now is at 100 degrees.
In the most oppressive of conditions, there were no major injuries, no heat exhaustion, and no broken bones. Talk about the ultimate product demonstration. 160 million media impressions followed, including being named one of CNN's top stories of 2009 and a 6-page feature in Men's Health. After calls from nearly every major studio, a feature film is currently in development. And Replay is now a documentary television series. The 1-hour premiere aired nationally on Fox Sports Net to its 90 million subscribers in prime time on Sunday night, Thanksgiving weekend. Gatorade's Lineup Finder allows former athletes to reconnect with teammates online and nominate their original high school teams for upcoming seasons of the show.
They looked at your age and they said you can't do it. They didn't look at your heart. They've got to look inside of you. Get your head screwed on and play the damn game.
No matter how old you are, 8 to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy, you're always an athlete.
Okay, so essentially this campaign was based around the fact that only 3 in 10 adults over the age of 30 exercise regularly. This was combined with the consumer insight that men of this age always want to relive their younger days. The days when they were young, strong, and fit. And from that, the Gatorade Replay concept was born. And as you saw, they not only made a TV documentary series out of the idea and got worldwide news coverage, they also created an event that attracted a sellout crowd. But most importantly, they inspired men over 30 all over America to get back into shape. And of course, Gatorade, being a sports drink, fits perfectly with that message. The question is though, if you're going to use facts in your advertising, where do you get them from? Well, they might be on the brief if you're lucky, but more often than not, they won't be. You'll probably have to do some research. And to be honest, that's where I start with any brief I get. I do my research. So, research everything you can about the product. The production process, the history, when it was invented, how it got invented, anything you can about the product. Then research the consumer of the product. On blogs, product reviews, Facebook, anywhere that the consumer has an opinion on the product. There might be some beautiful little facts in there. It also helps to research the competitors, so you know what not to do and which facts to avoid. As you're researching, just write down all the facts you can. Then go back and make these facts brutally simple. Make them as clear and single-minded as possible. That means make sure the fact only has one message in it. Then once you've crafted the fact to something so simple your grandmother could present it, the next step is to demonstrate it in the most creative, simple, and powerful way possible. Think about exaggerating the benefit of the fact. Or the opposite, exaggerate the negative consequences of the fact. Of course, I'm not saying that just because it's got a fact in it, it's going to be a good ad. It needs to be demonstrated well. There's a lot of terrible, terrible ads out there that use facts in their advertising. Like these ones.
It's barbecue time at Coles.
When you light up your cold summer barbecue.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Normie Rowe.
The thought of Aussie beef takes over you.
That's Coles Aussie beef, Normie.
How about a rump steak?
Delicious and tender.
A special snaggle burger.
It's the mince, mate.
Send shivers down your taste buds.
Can I join in here, Normie? No added hormones. And Coles is still the only national supermarket where all our fresh beef has, once for old time's sake, Normie,
no added hormones.
So for the perfect Aussie barbie, get down to Coles.
Australians do 1.3 billion laundry loads each year. Our tests show ordinary detergent alone may not be enough. Over the years, we've optimised our formula to give you the best results. The power of Vanish Nappy Sand is the Oxy Action formula. When you add Vanish, thousands of active oxygen bubbles infuse deep into the fabric to help lift stains, achieve whiter whites and brilliant colours. With 3 kids, of course I use Vanish Nappy Sand at home. Vanish Nappy Sand. Laundry finished.
Okay, so that first ad with the terrible, terrible song was for an Australian supermarket. And the ad was based on the fact that they're the only supermarket that don't use any hormones in their meat. A pretty interesting and powerful fact, but they executed it terribly, with a terrible song. And the second ad was for a washing machine powder, and based on the fact that Australians do over 1 billion loads of washing a year. Again, an interesting fact, but brought to life in an extremely boring and horrible way. So, for the good of Russia and the good of yourself, don't make ads like that. Make ads like this. Good luck and goodbye.
Set fire to your hair, poke a stick at a grizzly bear, eat medicine that's out of date, use your private parts as piranha bait. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Get your toast out with a fork, do your own electrical work, teach yourself how to fly, eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Invite a psycho killer inside, scratch a drug dealer's brand new ride. Take your helmet off in outer space, use a clothes dryer as a hiding place. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Keep a rattlesnake as a pet, sell both your kidneys on the internet. Eat a tube of super glue. I wonder, what's this red button do? Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dress up like a moose during hunting season, disturb a nest of wasps for no good reason. Stand on the edge of a train station platform, drive around the boom gates at a level crossing, run across the tracks between the platforms. They may not rhyme, but they're quite possibly the dumbest ways to die. The dumbest ways to die. The dumbest ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
Be safe around trains. A message from Metro.